All right, welcome back, nerds, to another episode of For Nerd's Sake. This is episode 3 on 9/2/22. I am your host, Bright, and here with my co-host, Maul
How you
G.
doing? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm actually really happy right now. The brand new Yu-Gi-Oh! Megatins have finally released for 2022. Oh, do not understand how many cards I will be able to finally afford without having to break the bank now that they've released the reprints.
I haven't actually seen any of the cards that are going to be in the set, so I have no idea what I'm even looking forward to yet.
I have, and I will definitely tell you some of these cards that have finally been reprinted. So, for anyone who does not know, Yu-Gi-Oh can be very expensive at times, even for like the staple cards, the cards that you would love to use in your deck. But the market just decides that they want to upsell some cards, and I can't just blame them. Konami loves to like short print cards or only release them in certain rarities for years, but like we'll get to that in a little bit. But brand new Megaton. So listen to this, Maul. This is the 2022 a Pharaoh the Pharaoh Megaton, right?
Yeah,
So 2021 and 2020, they obviously came out 2 years ago, respectively. They all have a section of the Pharaoh's tablet on them, right?
yeah.
And so what Konami genius minds did, they decided that each pin from those last 3 years or these last 3 years, you can stack them on top of each other and it will reveal a bigger tin or a bigger tablet, just like the one in the original anime, the one with Seto Kaiba and Yugi, Dark Magician, and Blue Eyes White Dragon. And they also have the Egyptian God
That's
in
pretty
this
cool.
third tin. Yeah, so if you collect all three and stack them, you will get a new tablet. So that's actually what I want to do now. But the previous two are probably like crazy expensive.
Oh yeah, they always
Uh,
skyrocket in price.
yeah, so but this one's gonna be like $20 or something like that.
Oh, it's not bad at
But
all.
yeah, they're all like that. They have just a bunch of reprints for like expensive cards. So for this tin, they've created a new alternate art for Black Eyes, Red Eyes, Black Dragon. I'm thinking of the wrong card with Black Eyes. They also are gonna have Blue Eyes, White Dragon with a new art, and for the staple cards that got reprinted, finally, Cross Out Designator, which is a really good hand trap response card that's finally getting a reprint in this set as a new prismatic rare. Destiny Hero, Phoenix Enforcer, Ash Blossom, and Joyous Spring. Thank the Lord.
Oh my god, those
This
cards are
card
so expensive for no reason.
so
Well, they're so
freaking
expensive,
expensive.
but still.
Literally, this card has like 50 different printings. There's what was it? Its original like ultra rare, I think.
Yeah,
There's a secret rare. There's a common printing that's like $30. There's
the ones
30
I ordered
alternate
for my deck
cards.
were like $30 each.
Bro,
Those
it's
are the
literally
cheapest
$30
ones.
for one card. And that was the cheapest one. And it's getting a reprint, so the price can go down for those older ones, except for like the super rare first eds ones. But finally, it gets another reprint. E Shifter, pause. That definitely needed a reprint. It only had one printing. Another important card, Forbidden Droplets. I'm so freaking happy. So I don't know if you know about Forbidden Droplets, but if you ever had Forbidden Chalice, Forbidden Droplets is basically like the very powerful upgraded version of that card.
Let's say I've used
That is
Forbidden Chalice, but I've never heard of Forbidden Droplets.
so it's like Forbidden Chalice, except it can target more monsters, and you by ascending cards from your hand or field to the grave, and then your opponent cannot respond with the card types you sent. So they can't respond with a trap, a monster effect, or another spell if you sent those from your hand or field to the grave. So it's a powerful card. Not many people have played it because the requirement for resources, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't needed, and it was still like $60 per copy. And then they got a reprint earlier this year, and that reprint was still $60 itself.
Holy
And so
crap.
since this one came out, it cut all those reprints in half, and yeah, that's the market for you. Finally, Diviner of Herald, which I definitely want to play in a deck, got a reprint, and Flowanda Ree's cards also got a reprint upgrade.
Ooh,
You know my favorite
that's
deck
good
is
for you.
Flowanda Ree. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna bling out the deck with the new cards that got reprinted. So they're gone from commons to ultra rares, and I cannot wait to buy those cards once they finally release. I believe September 15th next week. Next week, 2 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now. So I'm happy about that. But there are some cards that should have got reprinted, like the Rika cards, and well, not all of them, but the boss monster Rika Queen Teardrop. We dropped the Rika Queen. definitely should have got reprinted. That card is literally $80 per copy. It's only had one printing, and it's a good looking card, but it's only been one, and they just released new support, and they didn't bother to reprint the card. It makes zero sense.
Like Ash Blossom, there's 30 different Ash Blossoms, all do the same thing, but then there's only one edition of a card, and it's like, yeah, $80 for it.
Yeah, what makes it even worse for Teardrop is that, like, so the Rika deck, it's a plant. For people who don't know, it's a plant archetype, and they also work well with this other archetype called Sun Avalon, and so you just put them together and you call them Rika Sun. And in Europe, the national champion in Europe won the tournament. He went undefeated with that deck. Just like every other bandwagoner in Yu-Gi-Oh, they all started buying out the cards thinking that they're going to have success with it. But for most decks, I understand, like, if a new deck comes out, like Sprite and the tier elements, people are obviously going to flock to those cards because they're new, they're cool, and they're strong, which makes sense. Something like Rika's been out for a little bit and has gotten new support, which also makes sense for people wanting to play. But majority of the player base wants to buy these cards because someone else won with them, and not because they find it interesting. They just want to play just to win, which is not a problem. But with the amount of variety of cards and different play styles, you're only just bandwagoning because you saw somebody else win. And you're going to be hard pressed to find out. Rika is not an easy deck to play. This one requires a lot of thinking to play. It's not impossible, it's just not easy as a lot of people think it is, versus like the newer decks that can just literally just steamroll over anybody. But yeah, so that's just my little gripe with like Yu-Gi-Oh players. I hate people just flock to new cards just because somebody found success with them, and that's why the market goes up, because the prices start going up because people are buying out the cards, and then you never see the player base rise for that deck because they don't know how to play it and they find very little success, and then it's just like you just bought like $300 worth of cards just to be ass. Like, that's terrible. But glad they got reprints. Other than that, speaking of steamrolling, man, did you see the brand new Pokemon Master Journeys episode?
No, I did not know.
Bro, let me tell you, this is literally the only so far best episode in this tournament arc, the Masters 8 tournament, and it is a long-awaited battle that I've been waiting for since I was a kid. Ash versus Cynthia. Oh,
that must have been a great battle,
bro. So I already know it's spoilers for this entire segment, at least this half. It's going to be like 2 parts, maybe 3. So I already watched part 1, and I gotta say, after watching this is first of all the best episode, and I think this is why they took so long to put it out. But this is so far the best, and this is like really the first time you get to see Cynthia in a 6-on-6 battle. If you guys don't know who Cynthia is, and anybody who watches Pokemon or played the game knows who Cynthia is, she is hands down the best champion in all of Pokemon, in my opinion. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's in my opinion.
I mean, your opinion's correct, so.
And she is a fan favorite champion. She's not a main character. She's just an in-game player at the highest ranks of Pokemon, and people love her. She looks amazing. She has an incredibly strong team.
Her Garchomp is feared by everybody.
Oh my goodness, her Garchomp is just so disgusting how powerful.
Every young Pokemon player shed tears when they first saw that Garchomp come out and lost to it the first time.
Bro, when I played Platinum, I only was able to beat the champion twice, and I don't even know how I did it the first time.
Dude, literally, when I was younger and I played Pokemon, I never used set moves. So I was like Tail Whip, or that's the first one, the only one I can think of at the moment. But like, those don't even do damage. Why would I have them on my Pokemon for his moveset? So I would only have damaging moves. So I would just steamroll my way through. Not really steamroll, but I would just powerhouse through it. And I got my ass beat so many times.
I just used like the most powerful moves as a kid. Frenzy Plant, Blast Burn, Earthquake, Blizzard, any powerful move, Thunder, all those. I just used those powerful moves and called it a day. And then I also needed all my Pokemon to know all the same moves as their type. So I had half of their types were one type and half of their moves were the other type.
How many times I gave my Typhlosion only fire type moves?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. But man, seeing Cynthia, my waifu, actually play or actually face off against Ash in the tournament is amazing. So let me tell you how it starts. So we finally start the battle. Well, before the battle even starts, I don't speak Japanese or understand Japanese. Plus, there were 0 subtitles. It's like the very early releasing of the, definitely not pirating the episodes. Oh no, definitely.
Oh, definitely not.
No, but so I can tell Ash's friend Go was telling him basically like, "Yo, good luck out there, because you might just get washed. Your tournament run might end here if you don't have enough plot armor, right?" And Cynthia walks past champion Diantha after she lost her match. Spoilers. And she's rooting for her. And Cynthia's like, "Yo, after this battle, after this tournament, I'm gonna retire." And I was like, she really is like, oh my goodness. Like, obviously she's not a main character, she's just there. But like, thinking of like my baby to really retire from battling is crazy. Who do you think could take over for her as champion, like in your own head canon?
I'd like to see Gary do it. Not Gary. Who is his rival in the Diamond and Pearl series?
Paul?
Paul. Yeah, I think Paul would be a cool champion.
Paul would be an amazing champion. But I did hear in Journeys he got offered the job to be a gym leader.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know why he wasn't offered a Frontier Brain. Makes way more sense. But they explicitly said gym leader. Frontier Brain makes more sense. I don't know why they didn't say that, because they would have insinuated that he actually beat Brendan for the title of a Frontier Brain. But I think that out of her Elite Four, I think either Flint or Lucian could possibly take her place. Lucian obviously because he has psychic types, and psychic types are very strong, and then Flint because fire types as well. But Bertha is too old, and Aaron's he plays with bug type Pokemon. So who wants a bug champion? I mean,
me and my homies hate bug types.
In real life, I would not mess with any bug Pokemon.
The only bug Pokemon I would ever have on my team, and if it was in real life, would be Yanma or Yanmega.
No, I'd shoot him on sight. No, a giant dragonfly.
Yeah, that's cool.
No, like my favorite bug type is Volcarona, and I would never touch Volcarona. Like a giant moth, I don't like moths. Like I see moths at work all the time. I hate moths. Then you got a giant one that's a sun god. Absolutely not.
So you want to have like a Buzzswole on your team then?
Hell no, Buzzswole?
Dude, he's a muscular mosquito.
That's the problem. He's a giant muscle mosquito. There's no way no, absolutely not. Back to the whole battle anyway. So the battle starts. Ash goes out to Dragonite, and Cynthia throws out Spiritomb. And I already knew Spiritomb was about to put in work. If you ever played against Cynthia in any Pokemon game and she drops Spiritomb, Spiritomb puts in work. He has almost no weaknesses except for one. He's incredibly powerful, and it's literally just a ghost and stuck in a rock, even though he's like a dark type. Ghost and dark. But anyways, so Ash decides to go for like a Drago Meteor, and what was it? Spiritomb hit him with a Shadow Sneak, knocking him off his balance, and then he goes for it again. And Spiritomb just takes it. And Spiritomb goes Hypnosis. And Cynthia just orders Spiritomb to just repeatedly hit Dragonite with Dream Eater until he faints. And I'm just like, there's no way she is really beating down this Dragonite with a Spiritomb. Like, I know he was powerful, but she's literally doing it effortlessly. And so Dragonite got packed up quick. So Ash goes out to, where did he go? Throws out Gengar, and she immediately switches out to Roserade. And I'm like, yo, they're actually switching mid-battle. Like, I'm so surprised. They don't ever do that in Pokemon. They rarely ever do that unless it's like Ash. But then it's Roserade versus Gengar. They trade blows for a little bit. Then she just switches out again, and then she goes back out to Spiritomb. And then Spiritomb like basically one-shots Gengar. And I'm just like, yo, Gengar got clapped already. So then Ash goes out to Pikachu. And then she switches out Togekiss, and I'm like, yo, she really put out Togekiss. And so Togekiss comes in and starts whacking up Pikachu, and then Pikachu finally gets like a hit on Togekiss, I believe. And she just switches back out into Gastrodon, and then Pikachu decided to use an old trick. Do you remember the counter shield?
No.
You don't remember from the Sinnoh anime? Like,
it's been so long since I watched the Sinnoh anime.
Remember when Ash just started inventing moves? Like when he had like Blitzel. No, not Blitzel. It was Buizel. Wrong Pokemon. It was Buizel. And he would just have Buizel like do like a water gun while spinning on the ground to create a counter shield.
No, honestly, I do not remember that.
Oh, so he did the same thing with Pikachu. And so he had Pikachu counter shield Hypnosis. And then I believe that's how he was able to kind of like knock back Spiritomb, and then she just called back Spiritomb for Gastrodon again. And then Pikachu decided to go to his like legendary mode in just 3 shots Gastrodon. I'm like, oh, okay, Pikachu using your plot armor. And then goes back out to Spiritomb. And then it was Spiritomb versus Pikachu. Pikachu pulls up, whacks him a little bit, and then Spiritomb ends up getting knocked out technically, but then Spiritomb uses like payback. At first, I thought Spiritomb had Aftermath as an effect, deal back the damage it took. Spiritomb can't learn that move or learn that ability, so I believe he used like payback, and that was the placeholder for that move or whatever. And Pikachu got knocked out, so it's literally like Cynthia lost 2 of her Pokemon and Ash lost 3, and he lost Pikachu. Like, so Ash is really having to fight Cynthia for the first time, and Cynthia is really not even holding back right now. And I just cannot wait for this next episode to see where this goes, because Pikachu is done. Pikachu is sitting on the sidelines now. And so,
Who else does Ash have on his team right now?
Ash has Dracofish, which from the last time he actually fought with Dracofish, which is against Steven, Dracofish got packed up instantly. Lucario, which is his like most powerful on his team, which is basically his Greninja replacement. And then the last one is Sirfetch. Well, Sirfetch is also on his team. And type wise, if we were actually paying attention to competitive, if the anime actually wanted to go and use their type chart when it was they only do it when it's convenient, Ash basically loses because she still has Togekiss, which is a flying and fairy type, and fighting types are weak to both of those. And that's 2 fighting types on his team. And then she still has the Garchomp. She still has Milotic. She still has, like I said, Togekiss and Roserade on her team, which defeats the rest of Ash's team. So Ash is gonna have to pull something out. And Ash's only gimmick left is Mega Evolution. So Mega Lucario is definitely gonna have to put in some work. We might see a Mega Lucario versus we will see a Mega Lucario versus a Mega Garchomp. So I can't wait to see this semifinal match, part 2. I'm so happy that Cynthia just is actually shown to be a good trainer. Like they know how important Cynthia is to this damn anime and like the fans. So if they're gonna do one thing right, it's actually make Cynthia look good. And they've done a lot of things wrong in this anime. So I'm glad to see Cynthia really put in that work today, because that was like the most entertaining battle I've ever seen. So what are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, to me, it's sounding pretty good, honestly. I should start watching it, even though I haven't yet. The one thing I'm surprised, though, is that Greninja isn't on the team.
Yeah, in my personal opinion, if I was to rewrite journeys, I wouldn't really give Ash any new Pokemon. I'd just take his old teams and he'll just rotate them out. Like, people have said, like, why doesn't he just rotate his old Pokemon since they're going through every region? Because I would definitely do that. Like, if I made I would rotate every team, but I would like just like say when he starts the actual tournament, his standard team would just be Pokemon he already has that he can use gimmicks for. Instead of having Mega Lucario, it could have been Mega Heracross, because Heracross is a beast on Ash's team. So it could have been Mega Heracross or Mega Pidgeot, because, you know, he never got his Pidgeot back. You know, he said he was coming back, never did. Instead of G-Max, well, he could have kept G-Max Haunter. I think Gengar. Gengar is pretty cool, because he's one of them, like, I've noticed most of his team are the top 10 most fan favorite Pokemon, or fans' favorite Pokemon. Obviously, Lucario, Dragonite, and Gengar and Pikachu are like the most loved Pokemon. So his team is literally just fan service, kind of.
Which means sounds about right, because obviously you're gonna want people to watch. And if you have like the top 6 Pokemon on his team, people are gonna be like, "Oh, yo, that's cool."
Yeah, they can't use Charizard again because obviously the champion has Charizard.
Yeah, they could, but
but there's already enough Charizards, and Charizard's like a bad fire type. So
yeah, if he wants a good fire type on his team, he should just get a Typhlosion.
Yeah, or an Emboar.
Yeah, okay.
Emboar is way better than Typhlosion.
The only thing good about Emboar is a shiny.
Nah, Emboar just has a way better moveset, honestly. Like, Emboar is probably my favorite fire starter, I think. Yeah. He just has a lot of versatility. I like Emboar a lot. Like, the fact that he can learn a water type move just makes me like him even more. That's why I like Emboar. He can learn water, fire, obviously, water, poison, rock, electric, I think psychic. He can learn a bunch of moves. He's like an underrated fire type in my opinion. But you know, that's it for the Pokemon anime. What do you have for like other anime?
Well, animes that are coming out soon I'm looking forward to. There's actually, I think it's gonna be in 2 days. The new Duel Master series is gonna be coming out.
Bro. Okay, so all right, so People who don't know, Duel Masters, not Master Duel like Yu-Gi-Oh. Duel Masters. Kai Judo is like this card game. You explain it. You can explain it better than I can.
I probably can't. I mean, I watched it when I was younger, but I didn't watch it enough to a point where I can explain it.
Hold on, let me make sure I got it right. 'Cause I got to do it justice. Now, I never played the card game. I didn't know it was a card game. Like most things, I didn't know about of shows with toys or cards behind them. I watched the show and on Netflix, and I thought it was like the coolest show ever. So Kaijudo is like a 2012 American animated series, and it's also a trading card game. And the animated stories were produced by the Hasbro Studios and animated by the Moe Animation in South Korea, and developed by. This doesn't tell me anything. Let's just look up.
Hey, just so you know, you're thinking of the wrong one.
Kaijudo Duel Masters.
Yeah, it's not Kaijudo.
What is it?
It's just Duel Masters.
Duel Masters. I thought it was.
Yes, look up 2002 Duel Masters.
2002 Duel Masters. Oh, I was thinking of Kaijudo. What the hell is this?
So Kaijudo is called Kaijudo Duel Rise of the Duel Masters, but this is something totally different. This is a remake of 2002 Duel Masters, which is basically just a Yu-Gi-Oh clone.
Okay, we'll start from there. So the new Yu-Gi-Oh clone Duel Masters. We can start.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a new Duel Masters coming out. It's a remake of the original 2002 series. I think that originally one was out for 2-3 seasons. I used to have the Game Boy cartridge game for it, but there was nothing really like I can really remember much about it. I do know there was one character I thought he was the coolest character. You remember you've seen the Matrix movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the main guy in the Matrix, I'm drawing a blank on his name. There's a character in that who just looks like Keanu Reeves in the Matrix, and he's supposed to be this cool, like badass Duel Masters player. I'll send you a photo of him later. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I watched it when I was younger. Don't really remember much about it, but now that it's being remade, I might go back and watch the old one. But like I said, that's why I'm looking forward to it. All right, so yeah, going on with other animes that are coming out soon. Season 1 of Chainsaw Man is going to be coming out in October.
You gotta tell me about Chainsaw Man.
Alright.
What is Chainsaw Man? Why is it so hyped?
I read the manga for Chainsaw Man, and I'm completely caught up, so I cannot wait for it. So basically, I can't remember the main character's name. I'm really bad with names. But it's the main guy. He has a pet demon, who is a little dog who has a chainsaw coming out of his head. And he works for a demon hunting agency. And when he was hunting he hunts lower ranked demons so he can make a living. So he was hunting a demon one day, and he got killed. So his pet demon was like, okay, I'm gonna fuse with you and become your heart, which makes him into a demon himself, aka Chainsaw Man. So he wakes up and he is basically captured by the demon hunting organization as basically their pet. So if they come across a high level demon, they can just send him in and have him take care of it, and he basically just gets the basic necessities of living. So he has this pull cord on his chest, looks like a pull cord on a chainsaw, right? And when he pulls it, he has a chainsaw come out of his forehead, and his whole head turns into like the chainsaw and everything. And he has these giant sharp teeth, and he has 2 chainsaw blades come out of each arm. And he just goes around slashing and dashing. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's pretty edgy. Like, I would probably be excited to see a man like riddled with chainsaws hunt. So they're hunting demons, right?
Yeah.
So why are they hunting? Like, is their world infested with demons?
So, yes, the world is basically covered in demons, but there is one big demon that they're trying to kill. And it's kind of funny the reason why he wants to kill the main So the main villain that they're going after, his name's the Gun Demon. So it's literally just a demon. Oh, I'm trying not to... They didn't show it till like the middle of the manga for what they're up to now. So they probably won't show it in season 1. But it's called the Gun Demon. It's a demon that's basically... Because the way he's made out of chainsaws, the demon's just made out of guns. And there's the one, like the lady who is in charge of overseeing everything. And the main character has a crush on her. So basically whatever she says, he does. And she persuades him by being like, oh yeah, if you do this, I'll let you do this. Like grabbing your chest or going on a date with her. So his whole thing is like, I'm gonna kill the Gun Demon so I can touch her chest. That's basically the thing.
Yeah. Main character is a simp.
Yes, very much. But then he also lives with his two best friends. There's the demon chick. She kind of does like blood bending, sort of. So she can like cut her hand and get her. She can make like a giant hammer out of her blood. And then his other best friend, who they're all roommates with, he is non-demon, but he uses demons. So the way that the demon hunters work is that they make contracts with demons to be able to use their power. So like he has one that's like a wolf. He makes his hand to like a wolf shape, and then when he does it, a giant wolf head will appear and snag whatever it's in the air. He'll just eat whatever it's right there. And he had to give up. What did he have to give up? He had to give up something for it. And then later down the line, he has because that demon gets pissed off at him. Yeah, and that demon he makes a contract with a new demon, and the demon just goes, "I want your left eye." So he has to give the demon his left eye in order to make a contract with him. It's really cool. I have it when it comes out. 10 out of 10 recommend.
It kind of like reminds me of this one anime I watched way back in the day. Like I was like middle school. Like what's it called? Darker Than Black. I believe people had like these powers. I think they got them from demons, but they would have like weird contracts in order to obtain certain powers. I remember like I think one of the extras in the show, he had, I don't remember what power it was, but his contract was weird. Like he had to set up a row of like little pebbles after he was done using his power. It happened in the most inconvenient time, but he had to do it. And so his friend had to keep chasing the I think it was the main character. So his friend had to keep chasing the main character so he could finish his contract with his demon. He had to like set up a bunch of rocks. But so when you were telling me about contracts and stuff, I was like, oh, okay, that reminds me of this anime.
Yeah, it sounds similar, honestly, but I don't know. Like I said, bro, the manga for Chainsaw Man has been so good. And they're getting to the first arc finished a couple months ago in the manga, and now they're slowly working their way to their second arc. But I cannot wait.
I can't wait for My Hero Season 6, man. I'm still waiting for that, man.
Dude, My Hero Season 6, cannot wait for it. That's another one where I'm reading the manga, so I'm a little bit ahead. But still, there are scenes I cannot wait to see animated.
Arc. I just cannot. I wonder how they're going to start it, honestly, because I don't know. I don't read manga. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. We don't read cards. We don't read cards. How do you expect us to read manga? But
fair enough.
I cannot wait. I'm ready to see my boy Deku go ham in this next arc. Hopefully, does the Shoto get more shine in this arc or no?
So kinda. He does have a whole section like to himself, but it's not as big as a section for say like Deku or Endeavor. Like in Todoroki or Shoto, whatever you want to call him. His kind of ties into Endeavor since it is his father. But yeah.
Endeavor definitely father of the year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely father of the year. Making his son to be the next greatest hero of all time, definitely father of the year. But I cannot wait for that. What else? What else do we have for like? That's all October, right? What else do we have for October?
Yeah, let me bring up the list really quick because those are the main ones I was looking at.
I'm so ready to look at some more anime, but there's so much anime I have not finished. Like I've yet to finish Fire Force.
Bro, you have to finish Fire Force.
Bro, it's like there's a point in when I'm watching certain anime that I just get tired. And in Fire Force, I got tired of watching it. I think it was like the 12th, between the 12th or between the 12th and the 19th episode. It was like that one where they had to like go find the guy who's good at making stuff, the engineer or something.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, bro, this shit is so boring. Like,
it picks up right after that.
Yeah, so I definitely will finish Fire Force, and we still gotta finish a Shield Hero. I said it before, but
I'm like halfway through season 2 right now.
Halfway. I'm like at episode 3. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil that. I'm about to spoil it if you guys haven't watched it. I highly recommend Shield Hero. I highly recommend.
I'll probably finish Shield Hero after I finish what I'm watching now. I recently started Hellsing Ultimate, which that is actually really cool. A buddy of mine at work, he has been nagging me for months to start watching Hellsing. And I watched the first episode 2 days ago, and he was right. It's pretty good.
Oh, speaking of anime you need to watch, I know you said you don't really care for it, but you gotta watch it. If you want to watch Hellsing and you really like Chainsaw Man, you gotta watch Full Metal Alchemist.
I know. Everybody tells me I have to watch Full Metal Alchemist.
Bro, it is an amazing anime. That's definitely top tier anime. Definitely.
I'll add it to the list, but no guarantees.
Speaking of tiers of anime, let's talk about a bottom tier anime and Dragon Ball Super. In my personal, it's not terrible. It's just no, it's bad.
Oh, well, I'm gonna say this right here. Spoiler warning. In the manga, guess who just got a new form in Dragon Ball Super, the manga?
That boy Frieza.
Yep.
That boy
Frieza Black.
Dark side. That boy Frieza on the dark side.
So when Frieza says his catchphrase, does he still get in trouble for that now?
What you mean by that?
You know, what does he say every time he sees, every time he meets Goku and Vegeta?
Yeah,
I can't say it. I can't say it.
Calls the monkeys. What you mean? Does he not get in trouble no more? Huh?
He's Frieza Black now.
Oh, he's Frieza Black.
Yeah, he turns black, silver, and purple.
Mm-hmm. And you know he has a slur for the Saiyans. But now that he's black, what you trying to say?
Does he get like a part? Does he get? I'll be finished. Does he get like a part-time N-word pass?
Part time.
Or it works on like every other day.
So what you're saying is the Saiyan race are us? You trying to?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's what Frieza says. It's not what I'm saying.
I mean, what you saying is from what you saying.
I'm not saying anything.
What you're saying is what you just said about what you're saying, that the Saiyans are similar to us.
I didn't say you guys are similar.
You trying to say? So you say we are Saiyans? You tell me if I get mad enough, I can go Super Saiyan.
If maybe I don't know, but I'm not saying what Frieza says.
Maul showing off.
I don't talk that way.
Yeah. I bet you when we turn off these recordings and he goes his separate way, I bet you he just like Frieza.
Oh yeah, totally.
Just like Space Hitler. I bet you, yeah, you was probably sitting there grinning from ear to ear when you saw Black Frieza on your page.
Oh shit!
Why did choose Black Frieza?
Huh?
Can Frieza choose whichever color he wants?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I think when he said that when he was able to turn gold, that he specifically chose it so that way he could mock the Saiyans. So I'm not entirely sure, but
yeah, I have no idea.
With your Black Frieza.
No, I just think they've used Frieza so much that I'd like to see a new villain at this point. Like in the new Dragon Ball movie, we got Cell back. We've used.
I'll get on that in a minute.
It wasn't even Cell really. But we've used Frieza before. Boo's a good guy now. Bring in like one of the GT villains and make them canon finally. I would like to see that.
Yeah, they see. Here's the problem with Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball, they never. And I mean it by this, so I don't care what you got to say, Roderick. You know who you are. Dragon Ball cannot surpass. Dragon Ball Super will never be able to surpass Dragon Ball Z.
Facts.
Not in terms of viewership, not in terms of breaking the internet, but in terms of storytelling and originality for the series, itself, not in all of anime. Because one, it's not the 80s, late 90s, early 2000s anymore. We've made great shonen anime. Two, they just recycle characters for nostalgia. Like Dragon Ball Superhero, that movie was a whole nostalgia bait. All of Dragon Ball is just nostalgia bait. They just have a hard time crafting, for some reason, really good characters. Like Jiren was a really good and powerful. This is like a OP character done right. And then when you find out his backstory and you're like, bro, like all that speculation for what Jiren's story could have been from the fans, and then what it actually was disappointing. We were thinking this man was a previous god of destruction. He came from a destroyed universe before it was erased. Like we thought this man was like he had some sort of key control that was just new, whatever. Like man, Jiren was an amazing meme, and then we just find out he only became stronger because someone killed his parents, and he's basically Space Batman.
Basically.
So it's like they anticipate, and then in the Tournament of Power, he just straight turns into a villain and tries to kill the Z Fighters. Like, come on now, come on, man. Like, you could have crafted a better antagonist that was not a villain. But whoever writes this shit now, honestly, should just let me write it. I could probably do a better job in my sleep. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, but if you were writing, you'd probably find a way. Let's let them do their ki blast on motorcycles.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with that. They probably have in GT. Didn't they do that? Didn't like no? I think didn't Vegeta like kill somebody in GT like in a car when they was looking at his daughter and he.
I don't know. I'm like halfway through GT right now.
Oh my goodness! Like I think he did that before, from what I remember.
Who
So
knows?
it's not too far out the ideas. But when it comes to Dragon Ball, they just do a very terrible job at one explaining character power boost without like. There's a way to do it. When you watch enough shows, anime, whatever, there's a way to explain the power differences or power, not even scaling, but there's a way to explain the changes in character without saying it outwardly. So what I remember from the superhero movie, just kept mentioning, is it true that Gohan could be as strong as Grandpa if he stayed training? Like, duh, like, you don't have to hear it 50 times in one.
He was stronger than Goku when he was 13.
Yeah, that was that. He was once stronger than Goku when he was 13. I think the one that killed it for me the most is when literally Piccolo was fighting Cell Max and he was about to get stomped on and Krillin just ran up to him and was like, hey Piccolo, you remember when you grew giant size way back in the Dragon Ball series? He's like, oh yeah, I forgot. He literally was like, I forgot I could do that and just grew inside. And I'm just like,
It's like, how do you forget one of your like strongest abilities?
bro, who writes this shit? Like, you can't tell me that wasn't the worst worst writing thing ever. Like, for volume, it wasn't said. For all the Tajas out there, yes, I mean, if he just was like, okay, he's giant, he's about to stomp on me, and just grows big, and then starts fighting him. Like,
Literally in all the Dragon Ball games, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2, you play a Namekian character. That is your main like super ability is becoming huge.
all about that.
I forgot I could do that. Like
How funny is that I forgot in Xenoverse that was like their power up growing big. Wasn't that like absolutely broken before? They had to like significantly nerf that. I know.
I honestly don't know. I didn't start playing Xenoverse, so it was already out for a couple of years at that point.
I just remember like I know like Super Saiyan 3 was probably overly powerful. No, it was the Earthlings when they got the Nimbus and the Power Pole. That was OP. That was way too OP. They had to get nerfed. But anyways, yeah. So the series just has a hard time surpassing its hype without like it has to just you gotta form a new path for a continuing story. Like you just got to, and the thing that just carries it is just the characters and nostalgia. And maybe one day like I'll do a video talking about ways that the show could have better crafted a new formula for Dragon Ball. But
Well, even if they want to change it up a little bit, beef up some older characters like Piccolo, give them a new form. Awesome.
They did Piccolo right in that movie. That movie's probably not canon, but they did Piccolo. Oh,
No, the movie is completely canon.
it is?
Yep.
Okay, cool. But the one thing I didn't like about it was like this man Piccolo had to just go to every length, and I think it's just because of fan service. He had to go every length just to figure out how to get stronger instead of him just magically picking up the strength through training. Because Piccolo always trains. He trains over everything. So him just gradually becoming, like if Dende was like telling him like, yeah, so here's this thing. Over time, Namekians change color when they hit a transformation. So since Piccolo trains like 24/7, he should have just been able to just fight against, what was it, Gamma 2? He should have just been like, all right, cool, I'm about to die here, so time for like some character plot armor, and then he just becomes like Orange Piccolo.
That's true. Like the way they did it, where it's like, oh yeah, Shenron had to do it for him. I wasn't the biggest fan for that.
I was like, bro, come on now. But it's cool to see that he got brand new form and strength. Not really a fan of the name Orange Piccolo, but you know.
Piccolo's the one that named it himself.
Yeah. But it makes sense for Piccolo to just be like, yeah, I'm just orange now. But I don't like him just turning orange. I think they kept the green on him. You give him a shade of green, or even lighter shade of green, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like how they with his, what was it, yellow green Piccolo, his lime Piccolo, whatever you want to call it. He just like was a better look for him, so I like that. Anything else for anime?
I have my recommendations. Obviously, Fire Force, highly recommend that one. Some of these, pretty much my list for recommendations right now, they're ones that have been out for probably like 5+ years at this point. But they're not classics, but I'm gonna call them classics that you definitely have to watch. Assassination Classroom, obviously. UQ Holder, that one's a lesser known one. It's 2 seasons, I think an OVA season. Blue Exorcist and Blood Lad. Highly recommend all
And the
those.
Blue Exorcist.
You weren't a fan of Blue
Watched
Exorcist?
the whole thing, but I got like what, 5-ish episodes in, and I was just thinking,
I
maybe
think
if I like
season 3 of that was just announced,
what?
but I could be wrong.
You know what I wish had a third season?
What?
Baka and Tess,
I've never even heard of it.
bro. So Baka and Tess is like a school life anime, but
Hmm.
it was one of the funniest, and I watched it about like 4 times, like twice in dubbed and twice in subbed, and it's hilarious in both.
What's it about?
I've watched it about 4 times, man. That was one of my favorite animes growing up. It's so it's obviously it takes place in school,
Hmm.
but I guess the whole little gimmick, at least at the beginning of the series, is that they have these little avatars, these little chibi avatars of themselves, and the strength of their avatars are equivalent to those kids' grades. And they're all separated in different grades based off the letters that you give on a sheet of paper in school. So there's the A class, they get the highest form of treatment. Like their rooms are, they have like sofas in their rooms and recliners and lazy boys, giant flat screen TVs in their classrooms. They have chefs. They have like a coffee shop. Class B has like similar equipment, not is like it's great equipment. Class C has like average standard school equipment. Class D has a little bit below average, and then Class F has like the worst. Like they don't have anything. They just sit on the floor on like old bean bags. Like they segregate all the kids based off their grade levels.
Hmm.
And it's just a typical school anime. The love interest, the best friend character, and then the new girl in class, and then like the stupid main character and stupid best friend and the perfect character. The show is absolutely hilarious. I love the show so much. If you guys ever want to sit down and just watch, if you guys are even interested in school life anime, it's definitely one of my favorites. It was absolutely hilarious.
It sounds pretty good. I'll honestly have to give it a watch.
It's a lot older, early 2010s, I believe, but definitely like funniest, one of the funniest animes. All right, so video games I cannot wait for. Some of them are just coming out next year, but the first one I can't wait for, even though I probably haven't uh been interested in it for like a minute. I cannot wait for the new Destiny 2 expansion. I know I haven't played the last expansion, partially because I play Destiny by myself. Like nobody else I know plays Destiny. I don't know like what's keeping you from getting into the game, but like Destiny is like
It's
one of the
really just the grinding aspect. I don't have like obviously I do have the time, but I don't want to put the time into it to grind for 2 days just to get a slightly better item.
well, over time it gets like a little bit easier if you just go through the strikes and everything like that. It's just a lot better. I mean, with friends, it's way better. I'm not sure if you would be into the PvP part, but the PvE it can be fun a lot of the times. I like the PvP part because I like to dunk on mad players. Hunters are the master race. Like no better class than them, in my personal opinion. They nerf hunters so much. That's how you know hunters are nice. But the brand new expansion is about to introduce the Arc subclass rework, or I don't know if you want to call it a rework. But so what they have from the original Destiny mode, right?
Yeah.
We had the classes, like the main classes: Hunter, Titan, Warlock. Titans were like the tanks, the stronghold. Warlocks were obviously the more mystical, or I won't say they weren't really balanced, but they focused more on the range aspect of the character's abilities. And hunters were more of like the lone wolf, more of the assassin, the speedy.
I played Hunter when I did play that game.
And you will never be a better hunter than me. Um, but hunter, that was the first class. Like once I heard lone wolf, and once I heard about the abilities, the golden gun and the blade, I forgot. It's been so long since they had the damn sword stance. Is it called sword stance or arc blade? Arc blade. Yeah, it's been so long since that was in the game because it was so broken. But I played that in the original Destiny, and when you had the subclasses, they have solar, void, and arc. Fire, electric, and space. I don't know. Void is like between poison or something. I'm not entirely sure. They're not. No, it's not poison, but it's like space, whatever. And so originally the subclasses, you unlocked all the abilities in it, and then you just kind of pick what set you want to go with. So when it came to the subclasses you were able to choose from, you had several different options on which how you wanted to build the subclasses. So you could have been like adding more speed to your character or more resistance, or you could have had more recovery. You can have different grenades or abilities when you actually activated your super. And over time, most people didn't really change much. They probably changed like one or two little options for their skills. and then people just kept that same set for either competitive or for like PvE. And I believe Destiny noticed that when it came to tracking the players and their option trees. And they were just like, all right, well, I guess when we make Destiny 2, we'll just make it simple for all you guys. And then you just choose one tree with 4 different abilities in it, and you don't have to worry about switching or trying to customize or figure out the best set. We'll just have them already pre-selected for you, and you just pick which option tree you want to go with. It's already got its 4 core sets. And it was actually pretty cool. At first, I did not like it because it took away my creativity with how I wanted to create my characters. But it was actually a lot cooler when they finally added it in there, and they actually added like a 3rd option tree to each subclass. And so now they're bringing that back. They brought it back with the new dark subclasses called Stasis, which is ice. And we were able to just work towards and collecting like gems to like I believe, was it gems or crystals? I'm not sure. It's been a minute. And you were able to just kind of buy the abilities that came out each week, and then you could just put them into your subclass. And they're also doing that with the older subclasses, like the Void one they just did for Witch Queen expansion, and the next one will be Arc for the Lightfall expansion. So I really like the customization in video games when it comes to option trees for your characters, because then you could just set up different builds, especially in Destiny, which is probably like the most intricate game I've ever played. Not saying it's the most intricate game ever. I'm just saying for me personally, this is like a different level of gaming that I actually got a chance to experience. It was fun. But speaking of gaming experience and a stream, well, I won't call it streamline, but I don't know what to call this game. Assassin's Creed. He's got a new game coming out. What are your thoughts on Assassin's Creed, man?
The last one, Valhalla. uh, I think I only put like 20 minutes into that game. I hated it. And the one before that, Odyssey, probably even less. These last few,
like one of the best ones.
I didn't like it.
One of the best. It was completely different from the original ones. I'm pretty sure it was a lot harder. I heard a whole lot of customization, a lot of skill trees, a lot of stuff. For people who don't know, Assassin's Creed is a gaming franchise based around obviously assassins, or an organization of assassins throughout history and time. Being, what was it? Isn't it like a descendant of an assassin, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And they use their triple helix DNA to go back in time to find certain objects, and you play as your ancestor, which is the assassin of said game. And over time, of course, games want to evolve. I don't have a problem with that, but like me personally, when I heard Assassin's Creed, I mean, after I saw like my first one was Assassin's Creed 3, second
the
one,
best one, the best one.
3. You thought 3 was the best one?
Yeah, it's the best one. Assassin's Creed 3 was the last Assassin's Creed game I played that I truly enjoyed.
I enjoyed it because it was my first one, but I did like it. Probably other people don't like it as much, but Assassin's Creed, they'd say it's probably decent, but Assassin's Creed 3 is definitely my favorite. Playing Connor Henway, definitely fun. Being a Native American assassin. He had the freshest suit in my opinion. I liked his. And he had like the coolest, his tomahawk was so cool. It was literally the Assassin's Creed logo as a tomahawk. That was fire. I like that. It's just various assassins throughout all of human history. So Assassin's Creed 3 took place during the Revolutionary War. Am I getting that right? Was it Revolutionary War?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the Civil War. It was definitely the Revolutionary War with George Washington. I believe so, right? And
yeah, that sounds about right.
The first 2 took place during not Harlem, the Renaissance, I believe.
Yes.
I believe so. I should know.
It's been so long since I played those games.
Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure. What else? There was the pirate assassin.
The Black Flag.
Yeah, I don't remember what time period that was, but I believe it was around the time of Blackbeard.
Yeah, I don't even think that's the one I only didn't play.
Yeah, I didn't think it was cool enough for me, honestly. A pirate assassin, nah, I didn't think that was cool. I'm trying to think. It also had, what was the can't remember. Assassin's Creed Rogue. That one literally took place before Assassin's Creed 3.
I don't remember that
one. The guy
one.
wasn't really an assassin. He was like a Templar, just like Connor's father.
Oh,
that one, Assassin's Creed Rogue. I'm not sure how good that one was, but this new one is gonna be called Mirage, I believe, and this one's gonna take place in Bangladesh, I think. I gotta say this to to Ubisoft. Could we get a and I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but could we get an Assassin's Creed in Japan? Like
That would be awesome.
when I heard Assassin's Creed and I played 3, I was like, oh, I can't wait for the next one to be in Japan, with ninjas and all that stuff. And no, we still have not gotten one in Japan. And if you want to play one in Japan, just play Ghost of Tsushima. Like
Fair
I gotta
enough.
play Ghost of Tsushima. That game looks amazing.
It
Like I think
does.
it's probably wasn't it Game of the Year or was it in the running for Game of the Year?
It was in the running. I'm not sure if it won.
Okay, bro, because Ghost of Tsushima, like Ubisoft, you saw what Ghost of Tsushima was. You gotta do better. Come on, you've been doing assassin games for a minute, and Ghost of Tsushima really just kind of outplayed you in like your whole career. It really about to end your whole career. Speaking of careers and being ended, Batman is dead.
What do you mean?
Gotham Knights are still alive. So, with that being said, Gotham Knights is actually looking a little bit better. I thought this game was hot dog water when I saw it. I was happy for it. Then I saw some gameplay. I was like, bro, what the hell?
The
I
main
thought
thing that
Rocksteady.
people were pissed off about was that Red Hood had the mystical abilities. That was
The
the
mystical
main.
leap. Oh my
That was the
goodness.
main argument I saw going against that game. I thought it was cool.
Thought it was disgusting. People would try to argue saying that in the comics he has the ability to use stuff like mystical powers. And I'm like, do you see him leaping through the city of Gotham? But he comes from the same line of games that has Batman gliding with a cape. We literally could have just had this man grapple hook everywhere. Like I'm pretty sure Red Hood could do that.
True.
People were like hating on Nightwing for basically having the Fortnite glider. I didn't know where that. I mean, I'm not saying Nightwing doesn't have that, but yeah, I would hate on him too because like
Yeah.
Nightwing's more of like a wingsuit guy. I could see him doing that. Batgirl's the one only that makes sense. So does like Red Robin because they actually have capes. But about time the game actually looks good because I was really thinking Rocksteady didn't know what the hell they were doing with this next game. Like they probably had got like a new development team or something. But
I've been looking forward to this game since it was announced.
I don't know why. Like I don't know if you've seen any of the previous gameplay.
Oh, I did.
It looks so bad.
Dude, I have such high hopes for this game. You don't even. I can't even put it into words how much I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hope hopefully you lower your expectations.
Nope, they're just gonna keep getting higher until until I'm disappointed.
Yeah. What was that one quote we heard? It was expect disappointment and you can never be disappointed.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I heard that. Speaking of disappointments, or assumed disappointments or expected disappointments, Marvel episode 3 of She-Hulk
Ugh.
put some people in a panic. So do you know what happened in this episode?
I don't, but I was talking to a guy today about it.
Yeah, so I don't even. We're gonna watch She-Hulk in the future when I remember.
Probably in a couple weeks when it's about mid-season, we'll start it.
Mid-season? Okay. We'll agree on mid-season. So far, so Megan Thee Stallion is now a MCU character. But everyone's definitely throwing like the clip around of her and She-Hulk twerking in the law offices of Kenneth Hiller.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like,
One,
just
CGI is
come on.
second, I thought this was Marvel was for the kids. Like
Apparently
they're
not.
explicitly, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it probably plays more into She-Hulk because she's a more of a fan servicey character. So, but nah, that CGI is horrible, bro. So
Just think, I literally saw a poster. It was like, damn, somebody really had a CGI her ass shaking up and down just for this scene.
yeah, top bro. They're really making what six figures just to CGI some cheeks. Like, what is up with their CGI? Like, I gotta know what it's like to work in the film industry or the TV industry. There's no way you can continuously have bad CGI. Like, how much does it cost to make CGI? Is CGI like per episode, like how good of CGI you can make it, or I don't know. I gotta talk to like a graphic designer or something. Because why can't you make good CGI? If anything, with Marvel, why are you still using so much CGI? That's the problem with Marvel. You use too much CGI, and you wonder why people are starting to look at your movies and go, "Bro, this is trash."
Oh, I can't wait to
Like,
see another 20-minute fight scenes of pixels fighting against each other.
oh my goodness, bro. It's like when I realized that a lot of like the good CGI is not even a official suit of a character. I was like, bro, what the hell? Like, Iron Man suit is literally the top half of Iron Man, and then the rest is just CGI. I'm
Yep.
like, I mean, I understand it's hard for him to like run around in that suit, so it makes a little bit more sense. You know, it's an iron suit, and he's supposed to be able to move normally or close to a normal human, so it makes sense. Falcon's wings are CGI. His wings are like significantly shorter. Makes sense. Spider-Man, half of Spider-Man's suit is CGI, like the arms and stuff and the eyes. Makes sense. His Iron Spider suit is completely CGI, I believe, right?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I mean, it makes sense, but imagine really like actors really are good at their job because I would be busting out laughing standing next to a guy in a mocap suit.
Well, the guy who plays Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo, he did an interview. He would literally be he had trouble not laughing because you see all these other actors in full on suits and all that, and it's just him standing in a mocap suit going ah, and then everybody else would just start laughing.
Yeah, so it's like I think they got to do better with like using less CGI because for She-Hulk, I understand like see make her look green with CGI, but could we like, what is it? I'm pretty sure it's the second actress that is basically like her stand-in to look to be modeled after She-Hulk because the two characters don't look too close together. I mean, because of that damn She-Wreck CGI, but you got to do something about it because DC can make amazing movies look like their movies are look amazing, and some of it is CGI. A lot of it is like scenery. It's not even CGI. It's like an actual place. Actually go to places and actually decide to shoot in real life instead of sitting in a studio with a giant green screen. So, I don't know. That's the one thing Marvel should take from DC. Use a little less CGI. But Marvel fans or Marvel haters or whatever you want to call them are like automatically go into this whole thing, oh, the MCU died in Endgame, or it died with Tony, and I'm just like, bro, your favorite movie franchise could never do what Marvel does, so shut the hell up. Your movies fucking suck. Like, whatever show, movie, like, you can't name a better movie franchise. Star Wars, that shit's trash. Star Wars shows, that shit's good, but
I mean, I wouldn't be saying that since we're a podcast by nerds for nerds. Trash talking one of the biggest nerd series in the world.
I don't care. We can keep all this in.
Oh, we're gonna keep it in.
Okay, they know. Any Star Wars nerd knows that the last trilogy is hot garbage.
Yeah.
Are awesome, but that last trilogy is hot garbage, and you know it. I don't care. Nerds gotta tell the truth. I was just ragging on Dragon Ball earlier about how terrible their writing is. So Star Wars is not safe, but Marvel definitely has not fallen off because once Phase 5 starts and Phase 5 actually does what Phase 5 is supposed to do, everyone's gonna be like talking about. There's gonna be memes and clips of Marvel everywhere for every single scene in the next movie going on. Black Panther is gonna be one of them, and that's ending Phase 4. So I don't want to hear it. Obviously, people are just quote unquote panicking about Marvel yet again because they had a fallen. Like, I understand Marvel, this Phase 4 was terrible, in my opinion. Almost every movie that wasn't Spider-Man that came out, or Shang-Chi, was just not that great. So
I actually haven't seen Shang-Chi yet.
Bro, Shang-Chi was fun. I liked watching Shang-Chi.
I should probably watch it.
I really liked Shang-Chi. That was actually a really good one. So I gotta give it to Marvel for that movie. I can't wait to see Shang-Chi later on. I can't wait to see more Marvel shows. Honestly, I'm ready for that Daredevil show. Even though I didn't really watch the Netflix series like that, I definitely watched the Marvel series for Daredevil.
Fair. Yeah, me and my tattoo artist today, we were talking about what they're going to be doing for the next phases, and we started talking about the X-Men and all that. We're like, we got the discussion of who we would want to play characters, and the only character we could agree on to play Wolverine can't play Wolverine because he's already an MCU character.
Who is it?
The guy who plays the Punisher.
Oh,
I can't think of his name.
Why him?
I don't know. I just when you think, I think he doesn't look like a Wolverine. But tell me you don't think he could play the part well, like amazing.
Play the rage part, but the look, even with a bushy, Wolverine doesn't have a bushy beard. I don't know why.
He has the sideburns.
Yeah, I'm thinking of what's his name from The Boys, a Butcher.
Yeah.
His name. He even said he's too old to play Wolverine, but he fits the Wolverine way more. So, but
yeah, I'm not even sure who else could play it.
How about Daniel Radcliffe? I'm pretty sure that's the only actor I really
Who?
like that. Harry Potter.
Oh, no.
A lot of people fan cast him as that because he's just short. He's like 5'6", I think.
He doesn't.
fits
He
the
that, no 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 he no. If they cast him as Wolverine, I will never watch the new movie.
height.
No.
I mean, who's to say that Wolverine's even gonna be in the next X-Men? Think about it. I mean,
How are you gonna make an X-Men movie and not have Wolverine in it?
well, Wolverine wasn't that important to the X-Men until the new X-Men came out. Because it starts off with, Professor X and the original team.
Okay, let's just make the new X-Men movie and not put in Cyclops or Professor X.
Why?
Well, if we don't need Wolverine, we don't need them.
Well, you actually don't need Wolverine.
We need Wolverine.
No, you don't. You need
Yes, we do.
Professor X. No, you don't.
When you think of X-Men, who is the first one to pop to your head
Professor X,
besides him?
Magneto.
Shut up. It's Wolverine.
Wolverine is actually not the first person to pop in my head. It's more so the no, I won't say more interesting. The characters that I just like a little bit more because they don't get as much shine, but they're actually a lot. They're just as cool as Wolverine in my personal opinion. But when I think of X-Men, I think of like Cyclops, Professor X, Magneto. Wolverine, yes, but Wolverine is just such a solo character at times because of his, interesting story and powers that he is still an X-Men, but the problem is Wolverine has the same thing that Batman has when it comes to people creating X-Men shows or Justice League shows, is that they want to put Batman and Wolverine in everything. I think that was something that they did in the DCAU. They had a agreement that when they were making the Justice League show, they don't make it about Batman. Don't make everything about Batman because Batman is so much more easier to write. People love Batman the most of all of them, and he's like the most popular character. Same thing with Wolverine. Like Wolverine literally has his own show with the X-Men called Wolverine and the X-Men, and part of it is his interactions with the X-Men.
That's true.
I would, go the route outside of Wolverine. Not saying we can't put him in there, but I would probably go outside the route of Wolverine.
Oh, we don't have to make it like it's Wolverine and then the X-Men in it. Make it the X-Men and then Wolverine has a few scenes in it. I'm not saying that the whole thing has to be about him.
Don't get fixated on Wolverine. Like,
well, no, it's like the past movies, the ones from like the 2000s and all that. That was basically, it was like all about Wolverine.
Fixated, bro.
No, what I'm saying is, the last ones were all about Wolverine and the X-Men were there. Have this one actually be about the X-Men, but don't exclude Wolverine.
The X-Men, and then Wolverine was a part of it. But as the movies got older, or more movies came out, it just became more about Wolverine. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't make it all about Wolverine. Just have him in it.
Yeah, but honestly, if I were to throw the X-Men in there, I'd probably just go with the original team, with the original Jean Grey, Cyclops, Iceman.
Ooh, Iceman.
I would love to see Iceman. People don't understand. Iceman is one of the strongest X-Men ever. I remember my friends didn't believe me when I said that back in high school. I was like, Iceman is Omega level mutant. It was like, how? He's like, it's gonna take forever for him to freeze something. I'm like, yeah, they don't know nothing about.
No, he literally freezes stuff instantaneously.
He's such a powerhouse. It's insane. I would love to see Iceman. And you know how Disney is with their representation, so that's a way to introduce a gay character. If you guys don't know, Iceman in some stories is gay. So if Disney, if they want to throw in a gay character, you can throw in Iceman. So
true. But then it ends up getting banned in a few countries, but yeah. like the Buzz Lightyear movie, they had like a 2-second lesbian kiss scene and they got banned in like 3 different countries.
Bro, what the hell? We haven't even watched Lightyear yet.
No, we have. We're planning on watching it. We keep saying, "Oh yeah, let's get together and watch this," and then we just never do.
Oh, we never do. Speaking of that, we still have to watch Prey.
Oh, we do have to watch Prey.
Yo, we are slacking right now.
We are
slacking right now. But while we are slacking and we're taking the time to watch the movies, for my nerds out there, go outside and touch some grass. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. As always, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever. Rate the podcast to the highest rating possible. Share this with all the other nerds. And just let us know, like, what else did we miss? What else should we talk about? Any other opinions that you guys might have on today's podcast? And with that being said, is there anything else you'd like to say, Maul?
No, just make sure you rate us 5 stars on all platforms. And make sure to leave a comment where you can leave comments. But basically just what Bright said. Give us a topic to talk about. We will talk about it, and you'll get your shout out for it.
Most definitely get your shout out for it. And next time we will be working on, well, not guaranteed next time. But we will be working on for the YouTube part of our podcast, or basically the channel with the podcast on it. Just more of us doing our kind of solo bits that won't make it onto the podcast, or things that we take from the podcast and turn them into our own videos.
Yeah, like little
While
one-shot
also,
stories.
yeah, so while also trying to work on the ideas for content. So I'm thinking of maybe just throwing some things, like we might throw like a Marvel what if, or a what if anime story, or we'll do a you know what I never understood, or an anime trope analysis, or any little thing we could just throw on there that we talk about, we'll throw up there. And also we'll be definitely, for the podcast on YouTube, we'll work on putting more clips and images while listening, for people who do like to sit there and kind of watch. We'll probably throw in like some still images, or some rotating images, or what's it called with the moving images that don't really move, they just move the screen. Anyways, we will be working on that for future episodes, so you won't have to be looking at the same thumbnail for like an hour long. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed. As always, nerds out.
Nerds out. Peace.